Have you ever wanted to destroy everything you see with guns, explosives, rocket launchers, airstrikes, or a simple blowtorch? Well, this game is for you. This game has challenges, time trials, and a simple campaign too, so you can easily unlock maps and new tools to destroy stuff with very quickly and easily. And the game is also physics based, so you can also just pick up things and throw them at stuff, and well, it will break. You can punch out windows, you can use your sledgehammer to destroy foundations of buildings and watch them crumble to bits, or use your blowtorch to set wooden foundations on fire and watch everything in your sight just burn down to bits. Don't want to spend too much time in the campaign? No worries, just go to the game options and enable every single map and tool so you don't have to really progress in the game. You can just start destroying stuff right off the bat. Don't like the default stuff, think it's boring? There's always the community mods section. There's robots, airstrikes, different vehicles, different maps. For instance, I enjoyed my time also destroying a Russian village. It was pretty cool and I liked it a lot. And since everything is physics based, that means eventually after destroying enough of the foundation of any building or any street sign, it will collapse under its own weight and crash on top of whatever is under it. If you would be standing under it, you'd, well, lose your HP and die, but not to worry, you instantly respawn, the map doesn't get reset as you die, so you can just continue destroying stuff until, well, there's nothing but rubble left. The most exciting part is the vehicles also work flawlessly against buildings that look too peaceful and too calm, so you can just drive through them. And if the vehicle gets stuck, not to worry, there's always a rocket launcher, pipe bombs, or other kind of explosive that you can use to get your vehicle out of, well, existence together with the building. If certain construction parts are made of metal, also not to worry, your blowtorch will cut through it within seconds, so that means there's efficient ways of destroying everything you see. And it's always fun to see certain things collapse under their own weight, or just blowing stuff up and seeing how much your computer can handle, because trust me, the game's physics, even for smoke, well, it can drive your computer to very hot temperatures very quickly if you do something very quickly, including placing too much nitroglycerin and then shooting a rocket at it. I tried it. In the video you'll probably see it too. Let's just say my computer was having none of it after trying to ignite close to like 30 nitroglycerin canisters with a rocket launcher. The physics are very nice and each object is rendered separately, even the voxels themselves. Voxels are the tiny cubes you see. But the game itself looks super realistic, down to the fire and smoke effects, the physics, the elasticity of certain materials like metal or wood, so it overall combines into a nice physics-based game towards, well, destruction and time trials, which are also a nice adjective. A fun thing to do in this game is to see how much of certain thing makes a certain thing collapse. I've done challenges for myself. Let's take a map with a ship or a massive apartment building or any kind of large construction site or overall massive building. You take, let's say, just regular bombs or a shotgun, sniper rifle, pistol, or certain other kind of destructive tool you can find, or even the sledgehammer itself, and see how much you actually have to put in to make it collapse. It's always interesting to watch. Maybe you destroy enough of the foundation with the sledgehammer and then walk a very far distance so it doesn't kill you or something, and shoot it at it with a sniper rifle to knock down the last bit that is holding it up and watch it collapse under its own weight on top of, let's say, you place a bunch of cars and you just want them crumbled to dust. Well, you can do that. Just place them in a line. If you don't want them destroyed whilst you get there, then, have to drive a bit more carefully. You can always place certain stuff. There's certain vehicles that you can tow or deliver certain things to a certain area. Maybe even bulldoze a house down to its basically rubble. You can always control the shovels for bulldozers, excavators. Nothing is idle. You can even use the lifts construction workers use to demolish bits of houses. I was shocked that even that worked, but you can elevate them, extend them, turn them around. Basically everything you can imagine an actual construction site vehicle to do, it does in this game. So this game is very nicely polished and made, and there's constant updates that add new maps, new vehicles, an active community that keeps on adding mods. So the game is more and more entertaining, especially if you take part in the challenges. There's a global leaderboard too, and the fun part is there's certain game modes that are very, very challenging. For instance, there's a game mode where you have to collect all keycard codes before an attack helicopter arrives. Once the helicopter arrives, you have very limited moving space where you can get to before it kills you, because it will look for you. You can shoot through walls, especially if it notices you. It can destroy roofs of buildings to simply spot you. If it spotted you in that location, it will light it up for a brief amount of time to see maybe it can spot you again. But beforehand, there's a preparation phase until you collect the first key card. So that means you can make routes, place planks down in between buildings, make holes in walls and roofs and ground, so you can move around efficiently, utilizing every single vehicle that is in the proximity, accounting for the fact that the helicopter may destroy it, so you can get out in time. And you usually have like a 30-second cooldown before the helicopter arrives, sometimes a minute, depends on which difficulty. But let me tell you this, it is actually pretty darn challenging to even attempt it to do on normal difficulty, because, well, you will not be prepared to experience the amount of damage the helicopter can do to the buildings you're hiding in, especially if it decides to launch rockets at you. Let's say that your cover will be easily evaporated to bits, and you will scramble to find cover and to lose the attention of the helicopter. Of course, it will be patrolling around if it doesn't spot you, so make use of the spotlight you see on the ground and try not to move too close to it. Another game mode is to try to do a certain amount of destruction in a certain amount of time in a certain place. Every map has its own thing. Maybe there's a building that needs to be leveled and it will just show a notification, this building is this meters too tall, and usually reaches 0 when you have completely leveled it. But mind the fact that there's basically different types of materials used for each building. Maybe you can simply destroy it with the stuff that is around, or maybe you need special equipment like a blowtorch because there's metal supporting the last bits of the building, or maybe there's certain amount of materials in thickness that will prevent you from using the regular, let's say, propane tanks that are laying around, or maybe even a bulldozer won't be able to drive through it too easily without causing too much damage to itself. So, with that being said, the game is very entertaining for a very long time. If you get bored, you can always make a map yourself. It's not that difficult, or always find new challenges for yourself. So, the game, I think personally, with enough updates, with enough maps, will stay relevant, especially for those who just want to cause damage and chaos. And me personally, especially when I'm feeling kinda a little angry or something, I can boot up the game, destroy a whole city, let's say using only a shotgun. And after a while, you you feel calm, you feel nice and all that, and you can proceed with your day. So with that being said, I'll leave the video here. So if you liked it, like and subscribe. If you want any other games for me to look at, maybe do a review, first look, be sure to leave a comment about that, and I'll see you guys in the next one.